It's midnight on Newport Beach, just outside Los Angeles. I've come here to experience a remarkable feat of timing.
And sure enough, they're coming right on schedule.
These fish, called grunions, are arriving here on this beach, on this night, within a precise 2-hour window. There are masses of them already.
This is truly amazing. I've never quite seen anything like this in my life before. Hundreds of them on this beach. This is remarkable.
Within minutes, the hundreds have turned into thousands, all arriving right on cue.
Somehow, without a compass, without a GPS system, without a wristwatch, without a calculator, they're able to navigate the Pacific Ocean. They know to come right here to Newport Beach, right on time, and it's almost like clockwork.
And the reason they've come here is to mate.
They have just 2 hours to carry on the species. This is really an exquisite sense of timing that they have, and they get it right every single time. Time is a force of nature that these creatures have to obey. And if they don't obey, then they simply don't reproduce at all. So time is more than simply an abstract concept. To them, time is life and death. If they get their timing wrong, then they simply vanish as a species.
The grunions achieve their remarkable timing by following cues from the moon and the tides. But it's not something they think about. Their timing, however precise, is purely an instinct.
But surely, we humans are different from the grunions. We do what we want, when we want. We are separate from the animals. We think about time. We know about time.
Our timing, surely, is driven by choice, not instinct.
But is it possible? Is it possible that we might be hardwired and not even know it?
In 1962, one man decided to find out if we were unknowingly controlled by time. Michel Kaku, a French geologist, went to live in a cave for 2 months, initially with the aim of studying a glacier.
As a young geologist, I decided to stay 2 months to study this ice, And at the beginning, the study was only geology. And then I have the idea of my life. I decided not to take a watch in the cave. I decided to live without any time cues.
The decision to live without a watch, completely alone, was the beginning of a groundbreaking series of experiments.
I decided to live following my feeling of hungry, my feeling of going to sleep. In the cave, it's always dark. Then your body follows its own sense.
Isolated in his own world of time, Michel reported everything he did to a surface team.
And I decided to call them when I wake, when I eat, when I make pee-pee, and when I go to sleep.
Déjeuner, menu 211.
It wasn't long before Michel had completely lost track of time.
As soon as you pass the first night in the cave, you're lost in time. You are lost, completely lost, and you don't know if you have slept only 1 or 2 hours, or if you slept 10 hours.
Despite the fact that Michel had lost track of time in his mind, the data on the surface began to reveal a pattern. Even after months of isolation, his body continued to follow a roughly 24-hour cycle of sleeping and waking. Astonishingly, something was controlling his timing from within.
The main result of the experiment was that human has a body clock, independently, completely independent from the Earth's cycle.
Michel Sieff's experiment had proven for the first time that it isn't only animals who are slaves to their body clock. For us too, time is an inbuilt biological mechanism controlling our behavior.
Hi, Ray. Is everything ready?
Hi, Ron. Yes, everything's ready.
Good, let's go.
He's going to test whether these chemicals change the stopwatch mechanism that allows the rats to measure time.
So the rats have had their drugs for about 20 minutes now. As you can see, the marijuana rat is mellowed out. The cocaine rat's gotten quite mad and is trying to escape out of this cage here. And the saline rat is just acting normally.
The plan is to give the animals a timing task. The rats have previously been trained to measure time precisely. If the rat presses a lever after 12 seconds, he gets the reward of a food pellet. But if he's too early or too late, he gets nothing. The rat, given saline only, does this task perfectly and presses the lever after 12 seconds, the correct time. Next, the rat on cocaine. For this rat, time seems to zip by. It presses the lever after only 8 seconds. And lastly, the rat on marijuana. Here, time seems to have ground to a halt. This rat doesn't press until 16 seconds have passed.
So overall, we're seeing a modulation of the stopwatch, where we can speed up the stopwatch and slow down the stopwatch, or we can maintain normal speed under control conditions.
So it seems that our very real experience of time speeding up or slowing down can be directly influenced by chemicals. And this could account for what's happening in the free fall. Under high stress, we release adrenaline, and this, just like a drug, affects the chemical pathway of our stopwatch, slowing down time. It seems that even our sense of time passing, something that seems so much a part of the outside world, is an internal process, a fundamental part of our psychology.